Hi guys, welcome back to the day 7 of learning Unreal Engine for architecture. In this video, we are going to learn how you can animate your cameras with the help of sequencer in Unreal Engine and how you can even animate your lights in Unreal Engine with the help of sequencer. So let's start now. As you guys remember, we have done this lighting part in the last video. If you haven't seen it, please check that out. And after that, I taught how you can create cameras, how you can create depth of field. So also check that out if you haven't done it. I have created a playlist so you can go to my channel and check that out. Now let's start with our camera animation. Now in order to do animation in Unreal Engine, you need to create a sequencer in Unreal Engine. So let's learn how you can do it. Let's just click here and let's just add level sequence. Again, we are going to go to our interior living. Let's just right click and create a new folder. Let's just name it to sequencer. Let's just go inside. Let's just name it to shot 1. Now I have different cameras here and different aspect ratios as well. So I am going to render them separately, but you can have one camera aspect ratio and render the whole sequence as well with the different cameras. I'm going to show you that as well when we are going to cover rendering part. But let's start with our first shot here. So if you can see here, our camera name is Cine Camera Actor 2. So let's just drag and drop it here. So let's just drag and drop our Cine Camera Actor 2 here. And now you can see we have this in our sequencer. And here you can see we have this timeline which starts from 0 and goes up to here 150. Now you can change this as well. And right now FPS is 30. If you know that film is generally shoot on 24 FPS. So if you want to change this, you can do 24 FPS as well. So let's just do 24 FPS. But if you go for 60, it is going to give you a smooth animation, but it is going to render 60 frames per second. So just keep that in mind if you have low end CPU or GPU. So let's just do 24 FPS here. And now you can see it's back to 120 here. Now let's say I want to animate this scene here, a simple, let's say a simple pan shot, which is camera is going forward. So let's just do that here. And I'm going to start with our transform of the camera. So just click on the transform here. Now you need to go to your last frame here. So if I count 24 plus 24, it's 48, 48 plus 48. So basically it's 96. So around 120, it would be around like 5 seconds. So let's just go to last frame and let's just make sure that on last frame, we just press W key and go forward. And as soon as I do it, you can see it's clipping as well, but don't worry, we are going to solve this as well. So I am going to show you how you can solve that as well. And now just click on the key again. So you can see there is a key on 0 and there is a key on 119 here. So we have our animation here, which is done. But remember guys, if you want to give the auto keyframe, so whenever you change any properties, it gets changed automatically. You need to turn on this create a key when channel/properties are changed. So just make sure that you click on this. Now what we are going to do, we are going to go to 0 and let's just play it in real time and see how it looks. So now you can see we are getting an animation here, but it is starting slow, then it is getting fast, and then it is again ending slow. Why is that? Because there is a curve here. So if I click on this animation curve editor, and if I open this transform here in the location here, you can see we have this curve here. Okay. Now let's just work with this as well. So just select it and make it linear by right clicking and making a linear key. So now it will start at the same speed and end at the same speed. So now you can see we don't get that slow in and slow out animation anymore. So this is looking nice, but what I want to again go to the key which I have done. So you can do it with this arrow here. So just click on this and it will jump to the keyframes here and just move it somewhat forward and somewhat upward, something like this. And now if I click on play, I don't need to give a key again because I have turned on the auto key here. And now if I click on play here, you can see this is looking nice, but you can see the clipping issue is still there, which is not looking good. This shot is done, but I am not liking this clipping here. So what you can do, you can search here for clip. And now what I can do, I can key this as well. So just click on this key icon here and you will see we get this here as well. So the value is 206, which is here custom near clipping plane. Just you can see we have our key here. Just go to last frame and just reduce this till you see your whole object. So now you can see we can see our whole object, but we need to check it out in our whole sequence here. So now if I click on play, you can see, yes, everything is working perfectly fine and we are not getting that clipping as well. So this is a really good result here which we are getting, and this is our short one which we have created with a simple zoom in of a simple pen shot of our camera. So we have done this. Now let's just move to another angle and let's just create a rotation as well in another camera. So let's just go to Cine Camera Actor 0 and here you can see we have this. Okay, so this is going to be the similar shot. Now let's say I want to rotate this here. So let's just go here and let's just again add a new shot here. So let's just go to add level sequence. Let's just name this to shot 2, let's say. So you need to add each and every shot separately and then you can combine it with the master sequencer itself here. So let's just drag and drop our Cine Camera Actor 3. And now you can see we have it here. Again, let's just change this to 24. And now I want my shot to be shorter, not 120 frame. Now let's say if you want this to be longer here, you can definitely do it, or you want to go from left to right, you can do that as well. So let's just check here from left to right how we can do it. So let's just increase this from 120 to let's say 140 here. And now you can see we have our sequence till 140, but it's ending here till 120. So whenever you are increasing the time frame here, time duration here, just make sure that you stretch this out to 140 as well. So you get the whole sequence. Otherwise it will render till 140, but after 120 it will be blank frame. So this is done. Now we can again go for transform here. Let's just go to the last frame, which is 139. And now I can hold the right mouse button and press the A key. So now you can see we are panning here, which is looking nice. So this is the result that we are getting and this is looking great. Now let's just check it out how it is going to look. So let's just go back and now let's just check, and you can see we are getting this result. This is looking really beautiful. Same way you can do from top to bottom as well, or bottom to top as well. And now again, we don't want this speed, so we can just pick this up and let's just right click here and let's just make again linear. So we get the linear animation and you can see this is looking nice. And let's say if you want to animate the light as well, you can definitely do that as well. So we are going to press the G key, select the light which is here. So let's just turn it off and on. Yes, this is the light. So let's just animate this light as well when the camera goes here. So you can do it easily. It's really easy. For that we need to animate the intensity here. So let's just click on the add keyframe. And as soon as I do it, you can see we have this rectangle light properties as well. In the same way, you can change the color as well. And you can animate the sun as well in the same way. You just need to click on the key icon here and you can animate it. Any properties you can do it with, be it light, be it camera, be it object. It can be anything. So this is done. Now, if you remember, we want intensity to be 0. So this is 0 right now. And if I press the G key again, you can see our light is not visible. And now let's just give it a key here, which is already given. So you can see, let's just give it here. So this is the key now. And let's just go to end and let's just increase the intensity to, let's say, 10. This is done. Let's just check this out. So if I am doing correctly, the light should get lit here. So you can see we got that lit here of the light, which is looking nice. Same way you can do the spotlight as well. Now it is not looking that great, but you can see here as well. So if I convert this to, let's say, path tracing, you can definitely see the result here. Now you can see it's getting lit. So this is the thing that I'm talking about. See. So you got my point here. See. So again, let's just go to lit here. And you can animate the light same way the spotlights you can animate. So let's just go to another camera angle. Let's just go here. Yes, this is a nice angle, and same way we can animate the spotlight, and we can maybe go from bottom to up or from left to right. It's up to you. Now you know how you can animate the lights as well. Now I'm going to show you how you can animate the depth of field as well. So let's just switch this again to our part tracing, and you can see this is looking beautiful. So let's just do our depth of field shot, and you can add camera shake as well. If you want, you can check out my other video where I have shown how you can add the camera shake. So let's just go to add level sequence. Let's just add a level sequence called shot 3, and we are going to give a rotation plus depth of field, both things here. So let's just first switch this to 24 fps, and this is done. The camera which we are looking for is Cine Camera Actor 4. Again, I'm going to do lit here, Cine Camera Actor 4. And why it is getting overexposed? Because if you remember, we did this camera for part tracing, so that's why it's overexposed here. So don't worry about that. Let's just click here, and I don't want this to go this much. I will maybe end it at 72 or maybe at 48. Around 2 seconds I want to end it with rotation. So let's just do this 48, and let's just make sure that this is also set to 48 here as well. And let's just go to our last frame, and let's just give it a slight rotation, something like this. Okay, now this is going to be a fast rotation. Okay, so maybe like this. Let's just check. Yep, this is a fast rotation, so maybe we can increase it a bit here, and our depth of field as well, around maybe 60. And let's just increase this as well to around 60 as well. Yeah, so this is nice. 60, you can type it directly here as well, and let's just increase this to here as well. So now you will see it's basically a slow shot. Yes, this is looking nice, but I want that depth of field as well. So let's just do that as well. So let's just check this again. Yes, this is looking nice actually, but I want that depth of field. So let's just animate the depth of field as well, which is here on our focus. So let's just select our Cine Camera Actor 4 here. Let's just go to our focus method. Let's just key on this manual focus distance. And now you can see we have this key here on our manual focus distance. I want first this to be in focus. So let's just click on this, and let's just switch to part tracing so we can actually see what we are doing. So right now you can see all is blur. So let's just do here. Yep, now you can see. So this is looking nice, and you can see we are getting this really good depth of field, and only this is visible because we have this in focus. So you can definitely play this out like a whole scene, something like this. Yes, this is looking nice. And now you can see this is going to be in our focus. You can definitely play with the object as well. So you can see this is looking nice. Let's just wait for it to render completely. Yep, now you can see this is our focus object, and now we can shift the focus here as well. So if you don't want this much focus, you want to be like this, you can definitely do this as well. So now this will be in focus, and then the focus shifts. So let's just go to our last frame, and let's just draw the debug focus plane, and let's just do here something like this. Yep, and let's just turn this off. So now you can see our focus is here. So if I play here and if I check, you are going to see that we have animated the depth of field as well. Okay, so this is a really good thing. If I want to show you, I can do that as well. If I play here, you can see the depth of field also changes, but let me show you in the lit mode or in the lighting only. But in the lighting you can see it's getting blurred, is getting overexposed. So let's just search for exposure, and let's just decrease this to 8. So now it's around 8. Let's just go to lit. You can see here the result. Okay, this is looking really bad when we are using lumen, so just ignore this. But look at the depth of field that I'm talking about. So now you can see See, quickly the focus changes from this to this. So if I now do part tracing, now it is going to be really dark. So let's just do 11 here, or maybe 12. Yep, 12 is a good option. And now if I go here somewhere around here, you are going to see this is going to be shifted somewhere over here, depending on what you are going for, what you are aiming for. So it totally depends on that. And I have enabled the curve here, which is going like this. You can definitely play with the curve as well. So if I click here, you can see the cine camera actor curve, which is going like this. And you can see here as well, we have the rotation, and you can see this graph here. And what I can do, I can play with this like this. Okay, so this is going to be like this. Or what you can do, you can break the tangents here. So just click on break, select this, and just adjust this out. Okay, so you can do that as well. Just click here and it's set to break, and just make sure that flatten tangents is also turned on. And one more thing should be turned on, which is, let me just right click here, weighted tangents. Here it is. So now what I can do, I can select this and just adjust this how I want my speed to be. So let's say if I want this to be fast, just right click and make it also weighted tangents. Select this, and now you can play. So this is going to start slow and end fast. So let me just play and show you. See. Okay, so this is the speed that I'm talking about. So let me just show you the speed as well. See. So you can see how fast it is going. So this is how you can do that fast speed ramp thing as well. Okay, in Unreal as well. So this is looking nice. And if I switch this to part tracing, you can see the result. This is looking beautiful, guys. So this is how you can animate sun as well. So sun, lights, cameras, you can do speed ramping as well with the graph editor that I have shown you guys. If you want a detailed tutorial on graph editor and how the graph works, do let me know. I will explain you in some other videos. And if you want to animate the sun, it's the same thing. Just go to directional light and make sure that you animate the rotation here, and then you can change this and the sun will be animated. So that's how easy it is to animate the sun. Okay, just do that thing and your sun will get animated. Just click here, and same as light. So I hope you guys enjoy this video here, and I will see you in the next lecture, where we are going to cover how you can render this out for Lumen and how you can render this out for part tracing as well. I generally prefer part tracing because it gives me some really good reflection results, some refraction results, and GI as well. But it's up to you again and your client requirement. You can do combination of both as well. It depends on you. But what I prefer, I go for Lumen for test renders, and once client approve, I use part tracing for that crisp and clear renders with reflections and refractions. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. You have learned something new. If you like this video, please press that like button, share it with your friends who wants to learn Unreal Engine for architecture, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it. Also comment guys how you are liking this series so far, because it matters a lot. I will see you next time. Till then, take care guys. Bye bye.